What is going on, Pirate Gang? Harry Pirate here from Murdered by Pirates again for another episode. Today I'm going to be talking to you about finishing products. I'm not talking about shavers and foil shavers and razors, that sort of stuff, although I will cover that a little bit, but what I mean is stuff like alcohol, astringents, disinfectant, aftershaves, that sort of stuff, why we use them, what they're for, and how to use them correctly as well. Because it's not all about just coating somebody in talc and aftershave after the cut, thinking that that's going to let them go out clean. It's not going to. What I'm going to do is show you how to use them properly. I think it's so important. So many barbers out there, they're just not clean enough. I'm sure you've all been to a high street barber. There's hair everywhere, all their clips are laying everywhere, scissors half open with hair on them. They haven't even swept properly before you sat down. Is that really how you want to work? No, it's not how I want to work. I want everything to be immaculate. When someone sits down, they're sitting in a clean space. How are they going to feel fresh? I'm also going to be covering very quickly just how to keep your tools sanitary and clean for every single client. Let's get started anyway. So the first thing I want to cover very quickly, because you should all know how to do this if you're working as a barber today, is how to sanitize your equipment in between each client. Every time you cut somebody's hair, you should be cleaning your equipment in between each client. Clean it once, even when you're waiting for your next client, and then when they sit down, clean it again in front of them. You can never be too clean, so don't think you're doing something for the sake of it, because you're not. Andy's Cool Care, guys. This one and Clipperside, I don't like the smell of Clipperside. This smells pretty good, and it's also, I think, a better product. In between each client, brush your clippers and spray the hell out of it with this. Wipe off the excess, you're ready to go. I do it while I'm waiting for my client, and also in front of the client, so that they know they ain't coming back with any bumps or infections, anything like that. My shit is sanitary. Okay, so the first finishing product I want to talk about is plain alcohol. This stuff is rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, and it has got wintergreen in it, so it smells a little bit like Germaline, a little bit like root beer. It's just standard cheap alcohol. It's green, you can get it from Amazon, you can get it from many different suppliers. This is essential. If somebody comes in, their hair is a little bit grimy, got some gel on there, it's not just for your benefit, so it's clean for you to work on, it's also for them. If you're putting something sharp against their skin, you're taking off slight layers of skin, making very small abrasions, that gel and stuff's going to get in their head, and it's also going to give them bumps and some unsightly conditions with their scalp. Nobody likes crusty scalp, so what I like to do is spray a little bit of this on first, and then comb it through the hair before I start cutting. It doesn't wet the hair like water so much. This evaporates pretty quickly, so the hair doesn't stay wet. Just give them a couple of sprays, comb it through before you start to make your nice clean canvas with your clippers. I also use this stuff after a shave. Immediately after using a razor on somebody's face, I like to just spray this. I don't spray it directly onto the skin. I spray this on a little bit of kitchen paper, and I just dab it over where I've put the razor. It ensures that there is no nasties lurking on the surface of the skin. The other thing that this is really good for, I use it in between each client, spraying down my chair. After I've cleaned all the hair off, I spray the chair with this lightly, wipe it over with kitchen paper, and that just makes sure that the chair is nice and sanitary as well. Don't overlook these little things, guys. Please don't do that. How can you call yourself a sanitary barber and be proud if all your shit's messed up? The next thing I want to talk about is your hygiene. I can't leave the house without a shower, so I'm sure you can do it. It takes me like 5 minutes to have a shower. Everyone should be using this stuff. This is hand sanitizer. I've just got a Cuticura original. I use this before I touch anyone's head. Actually, I wear black gloves, latex gloves for my sanitation and for the clients as well. But I still use this under the gloves. My hands are always clean when I'm touching a client. My nails are always clipped. Just make sure it's all clean, guys. As I said, you want somebody to feel fresh. They can't feel fresh if you ain't fresh. This here is a selection of alcohol-based astringents or aftershaves. Now this stuff should be used in moderation. Some of them are pretty strong, some of them are pretty weak, like the Pashana. This one's the strongest, the Pernod Clubman, classic American barbershop scent. This is Perorazo, it's got eucalyptus and menthol in it. It's very nice as a lotion, a hair tonic, and also for putting on directly after a shave. This will not burn too much, alright? This is actually a really cooling effect. I put the hairdryer on cold setting, press my cold button so it's really cold, and as I'm putting this on the face after a shave, I'll put the cold air on it at the same time. It makes a really nice cooling effect. In fact, you can use that technique for any one of these astringents or just the alcohol-based splash after a shave, and it just ensures that it takes the burn off a little bit. It's very comfortable for your clients, they'll appreciate it a hell of a lot. Shout out to my man Ian, the champ at Champ's Barbers, for that top tip. He taught me all about the cold air with a hairdryer. with the aftershave. Trust me, it works magic. This one here is one that I made myself. I used some neroli essential oil and perfumer's alcohol and some isopropyl alcohol, also a little bit of lemon essential oil. I use this right at the very end of the haircut. Smells real good, lasts a long time. It's got a nice spray on it. Oh, it smells so good, man. But yeah, I like to use this sort of stuff. You can make your own, it's really cheap. Just buy some spray bottles or use a spray bottle you already have and make some aftershave. So just get some perfumer's alcohol or pure isopropyl alcohol off of Amazon or eBay, put some essential oils in it, and you are absolutely laughing. You've got yourself a nice aftershave. You can make litres and litres of this. It just saves you having to buy it all the time. This will also disinfect because it is alcohol. You can use witch hazel, you can use any sort of astringent that you want. Stops little blood spots as well. Really, really handy, and it makes your client feel fresh as hell when they get up out of the chair. And just make sure everything's clean. I cannot stress that enough. Some other little tips I want to give you, okay, is your hygiene. Nobody wants your armpits in their face, because remember, your barber, your armpits are at their face level a hell of a lot of the time. If you ain't smelling good and smelling fresh, they're gonna think, oh, this guy's dirty. Trust me, people judge on things like that, so make sure you are clean, you are fresh, and you're looking tidy. I heard this great quote in a film, American Beauty. The character in it, the estate agent broker, he said a really good quote, and it was, in order to be successful, one must maintain an image of success at all times. So just make yourself fresh, make yourself clean, make sure that all your sides are clean, lay all your stuff out properly, so your client comes in, you look like a pro, you look like a professional. Why is he gonna come to you when he can go to another barber down the street for £5 or $5, whatever your currency is, and you're charging 15 to 18 or 20, whatever? They're gonna come to you because of your service, right? So make sure it's on point. Bring your A game. The other thing that I really like to do is, once I have cut somebody's hair, I like to get all the hair off of them straight away before I style or anything. Use the talc, use the brush, use the hair dryer, get every bit of hair in the ears, behind the ears, blow dry the hair through with a brush, whatever you need to do. Get their neckline, everything. Half undo their gown, brush right down there. Don't overdo it with the talc though, because it can go everywhere and make your shop and yourself a little bit grubby. You only need a little bit, it's just enough to flick the little hairs off of the neck. But as I was saying, what I like to do after I've done that, I sweep up, I make sure there's no hairs around them, none on the sides. I reset all my tools so they look crispy. The client watches you do that, and then it makes them feel like they're in the ultimate clean atmosphere to get styled. They cannot walk out of here feeling any fresher. They've got the aftershave, the alcohol, they've been treated, face cream if you want to use that. I like to use a balm on people because it's a lot more comfortable for them and makes them feel extra special fresh. Then they're going to walk out of here feeling like they have got their money's worth, and that is what you want. You want them to walk out here with a sick haircut, feeling fresh to death, like they are going to go and absolutely crush the day, the week, the month. That's just how you want them to feel every time they get out of your chair. Only going to do that if you are a clean motherfucker. You're not going to do that if your place is just looking to death. Have a look around your shop and your station halfway through your next work day. Think to yourself, would I want to see this when I walk in? That is the most important thing, that is my top tip. So I've covered some aftershaves, I've covered the importance of them. You don't have to go mad with the alcohols, you don't have to go mad with the aftershaves. Just little sprays, cover the areas you put a razor or anything without a guard on, especially because they are problem areas that you will see rashes and bumps and stuff like that if you're not clean. But of course, you're gonna be after this video. After that, it's completely up to you if you want to follow up with a nice fashion cologne. I like to put a nice cologne. Got a big collection behind me on the shelf. I like to use one of those. I choose, obviously, because I know what smells fly these days. I hope I've helped a couple of you in your cleanliness and your sanitation. I'm sure you was all clean and sanitary already, but for those barbers coming up, this is very important. It's like you got to bring your A game every single time, otherwise you lose customers. Eventually, you're just going to be known as some skank. So yeah, until next time, guys, study, love, and enjoy your craft. And try not to be a dick to people. Peace.